Yes, YouTube. Welcome back again. Boring, boring, boring. Consolidation, we're missing volume for almost 1 week now, actually. We're floating around this strong resistance level. I showed you guys before. I'm still expecting downside now for BTC, actually. You see that the higher time frames becomes bearish now, especially the 8-hour, the 4-hour. We have a fair value gap underneath us still, to fill actually. We need to retrace the 786 or the 618. I think we will retrace the 618 on the 8-hour time frame to fill up this gap and to go up again. Actually, it's also the 200 moving average on the daily. We need to retrace. It aligns perfectly with the 618 on the 8-hour, right? So guys, just a quick update on BTC. Nothing really changed. Actually, you could scalp this. I want to show you guys that there is a possibility that you can short also in a bull market. When you see that we're becoming bearish with a tight stop loss, you can take this short position. Actually, it's a nice short position. So I want to give you guys this setup for the coming days. It's now Wednesday. Nothing really happened since Monday, actually, since last week, actually. So we can expect something the coming days. So let's make this short setup together. Let's go to the chart. So as you guys can see now, we're watching at BTC to USDT again. And actually this is the chart I posted on my X profile. If you don't follow me on X, go follow me on X, because I'm active there and I post some daily setups and some information that's very relevant in case of day trading. So for example, if you go to the let's remove this chart. If you go to the daily time frame, we're still heading to this strong resistance, right? And actually it's also the 786 on this one, or this one, excuse me. So we're heading to major resistance, so you can expect downside here, right? If you go to the 8-hour, you see that the RSI becomes bearish. We're missing volume, actually. We have this fair value gap here, as I showed you guys before. It's also the bottom of this gap also fits perfectly with the 786, I thought, on this swing high. So what you can see actually is that everything fits perfectly and that you can expect downside, right? I also want to show you guys something on the order book. Actually, is what you can see here in the order book. When you go to the 15-minute time frame, you can see that there's a lot of liquidity above us, right? And usually what you see actually before we go down is that they grab liquidity before we actually go down, right? So what you want to do, actually, you want to enter somewhere here with a short position. And if you check, this is 2020 BTC. Actually, that's an order value of almost $2 million. That means that there's a high possibility that they sweep liquidity before we go down, actually. But usually these liquidity pools, they fit with the 786 on certain swing lows, right? So let's go back to the chart and I show you guys that this 95.9k, let's say 96k, needs to fit with a Fibonacci level. If it fits, we can use this level as our entry, right? So let's clean the chart again and let's remove the RSI. So go back to the daily, and what I showed you guys is that we're now on this 786 here, right? So we're retesting it and now we're floating underneath it, actually. But 96k could be a liquidity pool above this swing lows here, right? For people going short, they put their stop loss here. So they're still in the short, actually. You know, there are people taking profits, but there are serious traders, they just let the trade stop out actually, or there are some take profit levels of people who are selling their trade with profits, right? So it's sell side liquidity and buy side liquidity. So in this case, actually, we are searching for a 786 that fits on this swing low, because if you go to the order book, you can see that there's liquidity around 95.8k, let's say 96k, right? So what we have to search actually is for a swing low. Maybe we go to the 8-hour that fits with this this possible pool of liquidity, right? It's not a possible pool of liquidity because we saw literally in the order book that there's liquidity. So I actually found them. It's on this sneaky swing low here. You know, it's the 786. It's also major resistance here. So we can expect a liquidity sweep till 96.7k. You know, let's put our entry on 96k because we saw that there's liquidity, right? And we can afford to be in the red numbers a little bit. You know, I should put my stop loss on above this WEEX here actually, because if you go to the order book, there's a lot of liquidity, but I'm expecting that they will grab this pool and then come down actually. So let's make this our entry. And let's put our stop loss above this WEEX here, because if the price goes higher, actually it's a very it depends on your leverage, but you have to be aware what you put in the trade, right? Only put in what you can afford to lose. And I always say, or I always tell you guys, is that you only put in max 5% of your total account if you trade on cross margin, right? That means actually if this stop loss is 3%, that means that you can that the max order size you can put in this trade is actually, let's say, 1.5% of your total account to lose max 5% actually in this short position. So what you want to do actually to predict your take profit with Fibonacci, you have to go back to the 8-hour. We have this fair value gap, so I'm expecting the price to come to this fair value gap and this 786 on this swing low here. So what you can do actually is you want to take profit here on the 786, right? There's a possibility that we bounce on the 618, but I think we will fill up this gap actually. So that's why we take profit on certain levels and we move our stop loss to break even once we are in the green numbers, right? So let's make a short position here. This is our entry. So we're buying sell stops and take profit or limit orders from other people to catch this right to the downside actually. And that's a nice trade, 7%. If you trade on 200x, that's 1400%. But remember, only put in 1.5% of your total account to lose max 5%, right? So guys, you know, this is a nice short position actually. We just wait for liquidity sweep to the upside, because yeah, you know, once you are consolidating in a phase like this, everybody becomes bearish. A lot of people become bearish, and what they do, they go in this short position too early and they put their stop loss above this WEEX, and what you always see is that they got stopped out and then the price runs down actually. So you want to buy the sell stops. So guys, you know, there's a nice short position here with a risk reward ratio 1:8 is actually a little bit not what you want. So let's increase this or decrease this stop loss. You want to have a risk reward ratio of minimum 2, right? 1 to 2 actually. So, you know, tight stop loss, and a nice possibility to take this short position, right? So that's 2.5%. So you can actually put in 2.5% of your total account to lose max 5% on 200x. So guys, this is a really nice trade actually, you know. You can take profit at the 618 and the 786, and you want to take out your order size somewhere on the the 382 or the 50 line, but it depends on what you want. Actually, the most important thing is that you take out your order size and that you put your stop loss at break even immediately when you are in the green numbers, and then you can just let the trade play out, right? So let's take profit on the 786. Let's say this is our order size. And this is take profit 2 on the 50 line. So this should be a nice setup actually, you know. Enter on 96.1k, let's say 96k, because we saw this liquidity pool here on CoinGlass, right? To eventually catch this short position to the downside. I think you will have a nice short trade here with a lot of gains, 1400%. So let's see if this thing plays out actually. I will post this setup also on my X profile, so you can check it later. Follow this this trade, you know, tight stop loss, only put in what you can afford to lose, you know, always accept or expect that your trade can stop out, right? So guys, with that said, quick update on BTC, you know, consolidation, expect downside, but there's a possibility to take this short position to the 786. So guys, with that said, I thank you all for watching. Stay safe, make profits, and God bless you all. See you in my next video.